I have with me Prabhakar Sinha. He's the real estate editor of the Times of India. Difficult times, but a lot of policy changes, and consumers need to come to terms with the policy changes and understand their role in what they have to do. So, the issue that we picked up today is, has the bank reduced your home loan EMI even after RBI's repo rate cut? We ran a poll, Prabhakar. We ran a poll on Magic Bricks, and we found that 80% of people said, no, the bank has not reduced my EMI. So let's tell consumers, what is it that, what does this repo rate cut mean? How much has your EMIs, how much should it come down by? And what do you have to do to get that reduced EMI?
Hi. Basically, RBI has cut the repo rate on March 27. It came down to 4.40% and it reduced the repo rate by 75 basis points. As most of the banks have connected or linked their home loan rates with the repo rate, barring a few who have done it with the 90 days T bills or some other benchmarks, but all these benchmarks are the external benchmarks. But those who have linked it with the repo rate must cut their home loan rate by similar amount, by 75 basis point. So just like the SBI, which has already cut its rate, now its rate has come down to 7.2% for everybody and 7.15% for women. Basically, it reduced its external benchmark rate to 7.05%, and then they are charging 15 basis point or 0.15 percentage point over and above that, depending on the credibility of the customers. So, if the civil score is very high, 7500 plus, then it is around 7.2%. If it is below than that, then it charges a bit more, 7.35%, or otherwise 7.5% or 7.65%. So it's like the graded rate they are charging. Similarly, PNB has also cut the rate. But now two things that the private banks, particularly the other two banks, one is the ICICI Bank. Now, ICICI Bank should also have cut it. They have also linked it with the repo rate, but still the differentials which they are charging is very high. So still they are charging the rate of something around 8.5% or 8.25%, something like that. I'll tell you the exact rate they are charging. ICICI Bank is charging 8.60% to 9.40%, whereas SBI is charging, sorry, ICICI Bank and HDFC Limited, which is not a bank, so they are not supposed to link it with the repo rate. So they have their own system to fix the rate. So they also have cut the rate, but they cut the rate by only 0.15 percentage point, and so their new rate is 8% to 8.3%. But most of the public sector banks, they have already cut, like Bank of Baroda, 7.25%. Now, similarly, the PNB also has cut it to around 7.25%. So all other bank, UCO Bank, now UCO Bank, in the case of UCO Bank or some other bank, the differential is very high. So despite cutting the rate, the UCO Bank's rate is 8.05%. So first of all, the borrowers should understand that rate would have come down, but if it is with the ICICI, they can find out from on their site itself that what is the rate they have brought it down to. Number one. Number two, they must inform the bank also that I want to avail the new rate. Now, some of the banks pass it on immediately. Some of the banks say that they will pass it on in the next cycle, or they fix the cycle either monthly or quarterly. So now some of the bank would have already passed on in April itself, but some of the bank may pass it in the June quarter, from the June quarter, June onwards. So it all, but borrowers must inform the bank and must demand it by writing a letter, an application that they want to avail the new rate, and the banks, that concerned bank, will cut the rate automatically. But if they will not write the rate, still they should cut it. Now look, theoretically they must cut it, but in practice they don't cut it. And when you go back after 1 year, 2 years, they will say that okay, I will cut it rate whatever the rate is today, but I will not pass on the benefit of the past. So for those borrowers, for those home buyers, I will suggest that they should inform the bank. Even during this period, they can write a letter online and send it to the banker saying it that please cut my home loan rate, and either they will pass it on through reducing the EMI or by reducing the period itself. So in many cases, the banks would have passed it on by reducing the period of the repayment period itself, but the EMI will remain the same. And this they do it because many people have given the check and the signed check. So they say that the amount is filled. Say if they will cut the EMI, then they'll have to approach the various customers to get the another set of check. Or otherwise, it is ECS. Then they have given an instruction that this much money should be deducted from his account every month. So then the ECS has to be changed. So that instruction has to be changed. So because of that, also many banks what will do? They just keep the EMI the same, but they reduce the time period for which the loan is to continue. So they can find out from the bank that what exactly they have availed to and what have they been already given, and if not, they should insist that the new rate should be given to them.
So your advice to every consumer is, why don't you write to your bank and let them know that you want to avail of the reduced home loan interest rate, right?
Exactly.
Right. And that is mandatory for everybody. Every
Everyone.
consumer should
Yeah.
be doing that.
Yeah,
Right?
exactly.
Okay. Prabhakar, different banks are giving different rates of interest, like you mentioned,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Now, is it okay for the ICICI Bank to maintain such a high rate of interest?
Now, basically, what happens that all the interest rate is contractual rate between the lender, banks, and the customer, the borrower. Now, when they gave this rate, so at that time, ICICI Bank rate was higher by around 1.5 percentage point than the rate given by the SBI. And at that time, the rate was pegged against the MCLR rate, basically.
Yeah.
So the marginal cost of the lending rate. So MCLR rate, and over and above, they used to charge some differential. Now, when RBI asked them to move to the repo rate, at that time also, now the benchmark rate becomes the same, everybody. Like today, the benchmark rate is 4.40%, that is the repo rate of RBI. But over and above that benchmark rate, like SBI, they charge 2.65%. Some other bank, they charge 2.75, some charge 3%, some charge 3.5%. Now, it all depends from bank to banks. Now, for this also, now suppose a borrower, I will not say name the name of a bank here, but I will say suppose a bank is giving at a higher rate. Now, borrower of that bank can go to other bank who is offering home loan rate at a lower rate, like PNB or like SBI or like any other public sector bank, and can ask them that, okay, I want my loan to be transferred to your bank, so give me the sanction letter and all that, and with that they can go to the earlier their own bank from where they have taken the loan, that I want to transfer the loan because you are not matching the rate of the such and such bank, so I want to transfer the rate. And for that they have not to, it will not cost them anything. Only thing is this, that in many cases SBI, the new bank to which you are transferring your loan to, now those banks may charge you some fees like 1,500 rupees to 2,000 rupees.
That is about 1,500 to 3,000 rupees, right?
Exactly. Yeah. But
and
here,
that is a smaller amount compared to what you're saving.
yeah, now look, now many banks are charging today more than 1% to 1.5% point higher than many of the public sector banks are offering. Now, if the rate is down by 1 percentage point only on a 20 years loan, the EMI goes down by around 680 rupees per lakh. So now if the loan is 50 lakh of rupees, so then per month he will be saving something around 3,000 rupees. So that's a huge amount, 3,500 to 3,600 rupees. So in 1 year he will be saving around 38,000 rupees. That is a humongous amount. So what will I suggest, that if they find it the difference is huge, then they should go to their own bank and they say that either you match the new rate that the other banks are giving, or otherwise I want to transfer my loan to that bank. And if his credit history is good, if his EMI payment track record is good, the new bank will accept them very easily. There's no issue on that. And they'll have to pay marginal amount to 1,500 to 3,000 or 4,000 rupees as a fees, and they can transfer their amount. So there's nothing, and because there's no prepayment charge. Mind it, no bank can ask them to pay any prepayment charge. So because it is a floating rate of interest. So floating rate of interest, there is no prepayment charge as per the RBI instruction or NHB instruction. So even if it is with, say, housing banks only, like HDFC Limited or any other bank. I'm not saying that HDFC Limited, one should move out from the HDFC Bank and all that. I'm not saying that. But all the housing banks also, housing companies also cannot charge the prepayment charge from the borrowers, and they'll have to give them the entire amount. If the entire amount is paid to them, they'll have to transfer the account.
Probably clearly we are resonating with a lot of consumers because I can see actual end users coming in. There's Arun Kumar of Mumbai who says he took a 18 lakh loan and now my loan interest is 8.4% with HDFC Bank. I reduced it to 8.4% by paying 3,000 to the bank. How can I bring it down further? Bank didn't tell me anything.
Why did he pay to 3,000 rupees to bank for that one?
I don't know. I didn't understand that. However, what he's paying today is 8.4%. I think what he means is that he has paid a 3,000 rupee fee to bring it down, the changing fee.
I don't think so that banks should be charging it. But anyway, now today again.
But I think many banks are charging. When every time you shift from one lending rate to the other, banks are charging. Some of our consumers have written to us.
It's not legal. It's not correct.
Okay.
Because as per the RBI regulation, there is no prepayment charge. There is no shifting from. Now, if suppose he had a fixed rate of interest, now from fixed rate he wants to move to floating rate. In that case, he would have paid that shifting charge. But if he is in a floating rate of interest, and then he is shifting from one benchmark rate to the other rate, then he should not have charged. But some of the banks had started charging, but I don't know if HDFC would have charged, because when they were in the MCLR system, and now from MCLR they moved to the repo rate system, then they were charging one-time fees. Some of the banks were charging, but not many banks were charging, and that was around 1,500 rupees to 3,000. 1,500 rupees normally. Earlier they had said that they will charge something, but later on they waived off. Like ICICI Bank, I remember very much. ICICI Bank later said that no, we will not be charging anything for shifting from MCLR rate to repo rate. So that was the one-time charge happened. That was the last year around September, October, when this new system was implemented.
So he's probably talking about MCLR to repo rate.
For that they would have charged. Yeah. But right now, what he should do, that he should ask the bank again, because as the rates have fallen by almost 1 percentage point in last 2-3 months. So if in last 3 months his rate has not fallen, then he should approach the bank and request them to cut the rate on their loan by at least 1 percentage point. And if not, then he should move
on. Now we've got Meet Doshi who says banks don't pass this rate cut to the borrower. My loan is with Axis Bank. He has to make
a Axis Bank rate is still 8.55% to 9%, because they have pegged it against other external benchmark rates. That is this commercial paper against, they have fixed it against the commercial paper. So their rate have not fallen, so drastically as it has fallen in the public sector bank.
If the rate is very high, this is a good time for him to see whether he move from that bank to another bank which offers him a better rate, right?
Yeah, SBI, this PNB Bank. Now again, PNB Housing Finance is lending at a higher rate, whereas PNB Bank is lending at a lower rate, because housing finance companies cannot match the bank's rate. That is obvious, because banks avail the deposits. So in this kind of a situation, borrowers, should move to the commercial banks rather than going to the housing finance companies. That is very clear.
Right. So there's Mukesh Sharma of Pune who says, I have a loan going on and I want to shift to the SBI. Will I have to pay any extra cost? How do I assess that shifting will be beneficial to me?
Now, it depends that to which bank he is at present assigned to. He has taken loan. Now, if it is the bank which is charging right now also around 8.2% or 8.3% or 7.5%, because SBI is charging 7.2% to 7.5%. Okay, now and 7.5% for a big loan for 1 crore plus, and up to 1 crore it is around 7.35%, and up to 30 lakh it is 7.2%. Now, if he is a good borrower, if his lending track record, if repaying track record is very good, if he moves to the SBI, then if he saves 1 percentage point rate, so per lakh loan, he will be saving around 680 rupees if his loan tenure is 20 years. So now, if his loan is 20 lakh rupees, even he will be saving around 1200 to 1500 rupees per month. So in 1 year, he will be saving something around 18,000 rupees. Whereas if he will be going to SBI for the fresh this sanction and all, then he will have to pay something around 2,000 rupees to 5,000 rupees. I mean, that depends on their fees rate, and they'll have to pay that, and one time fees that will be, and then he can move to the SBI. Now, in the present circumstances, what is happening, that RBI has cut the rate, repo rate. Now, right now, also there are talks that rate might go further down. So this is the best time to move to such banks, particularly public sector banks, who has huge deposits and who are passing on the cut in the repo rate to their customers directly or immediately. So the public sector banks are doing it very fast. So this is the time. My suggestion would be to home loan borrowers that he should move to SBI or PNB or any other bank who are giving a home loan rate at a very low rate. Number one. Number two, that now some of the housing finance companies, now what happened particularly, that if one is a salaried per people, then originally banks give them very easily, and even housing finance companies give them loan very easily. But if one is not salaried person, if one is having a small time business, then banks are normally avoid giving them loan because they don't have a track record of tax paying, all those sort of things. So for that kind of a customer, what do? They go and borrow it from housing finance company. But suppose one has taken loans say 4 years, 5 years back, and his repayment track record is very good. Now today, if you will go to the SBI or any other bank, they will easily carry out take over those loans because his repayment track record is very good. On that basis itself, SBI says that okay, you can transfer your loan, or PNB will also accept his loan. So even those borrowers who are right now stuck to the HFC, housing finance companies, or any this NBFC and paying high rate of interest, and if he has a very good track record of repaying the EMI, now those guys have an opportunity to move to SBI. And if suppose many of these HFC and NBFCs are charging at least 2 to 2.5 percentage point higher interest rate than the SBI and the PNB. Now their savings will be substantial, 1,500 rupees around per lakh of the loan. So if the loan is say 20,000 rupees, 20 lakh of rupees, the saving will be around humongous amount. So big amount will be the saving. So for those customers, they should move to this.
Sure. There's Dave Verma of Delhi who says he bought a flat and is paying a very high rate. Since then, the bank never helped me reduce my interest rate. I kept paying at a high level. Now also I'm paying more than 8.5%. How do I bring it down to 7.2 or below 8? Now this is what Prabhakar explained.
Yeah.
First of all, he kept paying a higher rate. He never approached his bank to lower his interest rate. The second thing is that his bank is still charging about 8.5%. So, Prabhakar, what you explained right now, right? Go to the bank, find out if they'll reduce the interest rate. If your bank will do it and it's a good rate that they're giving you, hold on to the bank. Otherwise, you can always, if you have a good track record and you have a salary, you can go to another bank, a public sector bank, a commercial bank, and transfer your loan there, because interest rates are likely to come down further, and linked to repo rate, it happens automatically.
Yeah.
Right, Prabhakar?
Yeah, exactly. And public sector banks are passing it on that benefit immediately. So it is better to go to borrow from the public sector, particularly SBI, PNB, such big banks, because they are passing on these benefits immediately, and the rates are very low. Their rates are in the range of 7.2% to 7.5%. And any of the other, particularly housing finance company, NBFC, they are charging somewhere around 8.2% to 8.75%, 8.85%. So, I mean, ideally, but only thing is this, that if he's not salaried class person, he has just taken the loan, he has not a good track record of repayment track record, those guys will find it difficult to get loan from the SBI or any other the public sector banks. And even if they'll get it, their interest rate instead of 7.2%, even if the loan size is around 30 lakhs, less than 30 lakh, so 7.2% instead, they'll have to pay 7.5% here also. But still they can manage it.
It's still low, about 1% lower than what he's paying.
Yeah.
There is Meet Joshi who's come back. He asked us a question earlier, Meet Joshi. Is it mandatory to do title clearance when we shift the bank? SBI is asking for the same, though my property is 2 years old. What is the title?
My property
is 2 years old.
2 years old?
Yeah, so he's probably taken the loan 2 years ago, but SBI is asking for a title clearance. Do you have to do it for the bank?
No, obviously title clearance, when I mean, if you are buying it second and third person, now suppose like I bought this flat from a person who was the original allottee. Now, so I'm the second allottee. Now, if I want to sell it to somebody and I have not taken the title of this, still it is on the power of attorney, and I want to sell it to another guy again on the power of attorney, then public sector banks don't give the loan. In that case, I must get title transferred on my name, and when I am selling my property to the next buyer, then I am transferring the title also. So unless I will transfer the title and he mortgage the title to the bank will not give him the loan. That is public sector bank. In that case, he will have to go to the housing finance company. Some of the housing finance companies give loan against the this power of attorney also. But the public sector bank, most of them, they don't give. And even if they give first power of attorney only, not on the second power of attorney. But now I believe that they don't give even that. They say that no, I will give only on the titles.
So you have to insist to the landlord that the title has to be in the landlord's name before it can be transferred.
Exactly. Title should be clear.
Right. There's Ajit Arora of Noida who borrowed his loan in 2011. Now I'm paying 8.6% interest on my loan. Should I shift my loan to some other bank, and what is the additional cost?
Yeah, now I told him, I mean, if his loan is up to 30 lakh of rupees, and if he moves to the PNB or SBI, he will be paying something around 7.2% to 7.3%. So he will be saving around 1.3 percentage point.
Yeah, and if it is 30 lakh also, it will be you'll be paying about 7.5%, right?
Yeah. So still he will be 1% less. So 1% less, so we will be saving around something around 70 rupees or 80 rupees per lakh. So 30 lakh rupees, he will be saving 2,000 to 3,000 rupees per month, which is huge amount.
Right. And if you have a substantial period of your loan left, it will translate into
savings will be huge.
Yeah. And the additional cost is only that transfer fee that you may have to pay, right?
Yeah.
And that is some 2-3,000.
This processing fees.
Processing fees.
That the new bank will be charging you.
Yes. And that is 2-3,000 rupees, but offset by what you are saving, that you recover it.
Yeah, 2-3 months itself.
Right. What is the impact of the home loan after the RBI relief policy? That's what we told you. The interest rates have come down, right?
Exactly.
After the RBI relief policy.
Relief bond.
Relief policy.
Yeah.
I think he means the moratorium.
Now, relief policy has no bearings on the home loan rate right now. What the RBI in its last policy decision, they decided, which was due already on the March 27. Now, because of the COVID, so they had reduced the repo rate by 75 basis point. Right. And prior to that, around 6 weeks back, they had already reduced it by 25 basis point. So within 2 months' time, they reduced the repo rate by 1 percentage point. Now, as per the new policy and as per the new way to fix the home loan rate, the home loan rate of everyone cutting across the line should be reduced by 1 percentage point, or should it at least on the basis of 27th March reduced by 75 basis point, because all the most of the banks have linked it with the repo rate. Now, as the repo rate is down by 75 basis points, so all the home loan rate should also come down by 75 basis points. There is no margin at all. There is no snack. Entire amount has to be passed on.
Right.
But many of the bank has also passed on also.
Right.
But originally, when they pegged the interest rate to this particular customer, they might have kept that margin, which is also basically repo rate. Over and above that, the charge margin. Margin is 2.65 basis point. So suppose for SBI I'm talking about. So 7.05%, that is called EBR, external benchmark rates.
Right.
Now, over and above 7.05%, each borrower has to pay some additional margin over and above that. That depends on his creditworthiness. So for the best of the class is around 0.15%, so 7.25%. So the triple A rated borrower will pay 7.2% for the loan up to 30 lakh. Beyond 30 lakh up to 1 crore, the rate is 7.35%. So 7.05 plus 30 basis point over and above that. And if it is more than 1 crore, then a bit higher they have to pay. So this is how the interest rate is picked. So for various customer, interest rate is, everybody doesn't pay the same interest rate. But whatever they were paying on 27th March repo rate announcement basis, the interest rate on home loan must come down by 7.75 basis point for all the public sector banks and most of the private sector banks also. Only some of the banks, some are like Citibank, Standard Chartered Bank, Axis Bank, these banks have linked the interest rate on home loan to some other benchmark, like 90-day T-bills rate or something like that. So it's like that. But for all the public sector banks, home loan rate must come down by 0.75 percentage point.
Also,
And
housing finance companies.
yeah.
Also, housing finance companies.
No. Housing finance companies, they don't pass on, because housing finance companies rate is not linked with the repo rate. It is only commercial banks rate are linked with the repo rate. For housing finance companies, it is basically NHB, and they do it, they connect it with the MCLR or some other kind of a rate. So their rate is separate.
Right. In fact, Deepak Singh says that my bank OBC has recently reduced my interest rate to 7.75%. The bank has proactively informed that they have reduced
Exactly,
it.
they must do it, because now look, 0.75% cut is mandatory. Now it is not in their hand. Only thing is this, that some of the bank will not pass it on, because they'll say that you didn't ask me. So I will not pass it on to you. You ask me, I'll pass it on to you.
Right.
But for all the new borrowers, the new rate is new 0.75% after deducting 0.75% rate. That is the new rate of the home loan rate for all the new loans.
There's Vijay Kumar of Gurugram who says, I borrowed my loan on floating rates. I got my interest reduced twice in the last 9 years and paid the bank 2 to 3,000. In March, I got it reduced to 8.2%. Should I shift to another bank or continue? Some of my friends are paying less than 8, like 7.4 or 7.5 in the SBI. Please suggest. My bank told me that additional cost is higher when you shift the loan, so they suggested me to stick with them. That's not true.
I couldn't get the last point.
He's saying that his bank has told him that the additional cost is higher if you shift when you shift the loan, and so they said no, stick with us. Now they are giving him 8.2%.
No, that is not correct. That is not correct. Now 8.2% in the today's market is a high rate. So today average rate is around 7.5%. So that is around 0.7 basis, so 70 basis point lower than the rate he is paying at least. So 70 basis point is quite a high rate. Now look, but this is the rate he's paying in March. So
Yeah.
that bank has not effected this 75 basis point cut in the repo rate. So now his rate automatically will come down to something around 7.45 or 7.5%. So he should go to the bank again and he should ask them that what's the as the repo rate has come down, so please pass on the benefit to me and my rate should also be come down. Then he should, advocate that whether his EMI should be brought down or whether the time period should be brought down. That is up to him. But bank has to cut the rate on his loan also.
Okay, now see, many people are saying that they paid 3,500 to HDFC to bring down the home loan interest rate. There's from 8.4 in the I paid thrice in last 10 years for reducing my interest in to HDFC. And similarly, others are also saying that every time the bank you approach the bank and ask them to reduce your home loan interest rate, they are charging 3,000 to 3,500 rupees. Is this legitimate?
I just don't understand. HDFC is a very renowned bank, very
Yeah.
prestigious bank. So if they are charging, they must be charging under the separate head, something head, some
Right.
other head. But normally there is no charge for the prepayment now.
In
And
fact, I'm very here, Shilpi Dudeja saying bank always charges 3,000 rupees to change rate of interest. Is this mandatory to pay every time?
no, that is not correct position.
And
That is
I
not
think
correct position. To my mind, to my view, it is not the correct position because automatically now if he informs the bank that now rate has come down and you are also giving new loan, the loan to the new customer at this rate, so please cut my interest rate also, he'll have to cut the rate because they are then now look how now look let me explain it to you how does it happen. Basically all the banks, even finance company, they have a benchmark rate. Okay, now all the loans are given linked to that benchmark rate. Now suppose the benchmark rate is 9%, so either it is 50 basis point over and above the benchmark rate or 10%, 20 basis point lower than the benchmark rate. Now, as the interest rate, now suppose interest is, he has been given loan at say 50 basis point above the benchmark rate. Now, if the benchmark rate goes down, then his interest rate will automatically goes down. And as the EG interest rate prevails in the market, automatically all these banks or the finance institutions supposed to cut their benchmark rate itself so that the existing customer and new customer also get benefits. So the interest rate but what happens that when you are paying certain rate, now you are keep paying that rate. Now, now you say that as your benchmark rate has also come down, so please connect me to the new benchmark rate. For that, I don't think there will be any charge. Only thing
a
what
lot
this
of consumers are saying that they are paying that for change of rate of interest. They are paying. In fact, I'm getting five six people saying that
yeah,
they
yeah.
have.
So what do they do? What do they do basically? Even for that, I don't think that they should be charging. That now suppose you are paying interest rate at benchmark plus 25 basis point. Now banks are giving or benchmark plus 75 basis point. But now banks are giving at benchmark plus 25 basis point. Now you want to shift your loan from benchmark plus 75 basis point to benchmark plus 25 basis point. For that, some of the financial companies, they are saying that you will have to pay for this shifting fees, that from 75 basis point over and above the benchmark, because they don't cut the benchmark rate itself. And they kept it at the for that level for 6 months, 9 months, 1 year, and sometimes only after 2 years they shift it to 25 basis point or 30 basis point when the market has fallen by 3 percentage point. So this happens, and for that, in fact, the shifting, but but to my mind, as there is no prepayment charge, this institution should not ask any prepayment, and they
So
should not because what I'll suggest him in that case, why doesn't a borrower move to SBI or PNB?
yeah,
Because there is no prepayment charge. Okay, so he says that fine, I'll pay you the entire amount now. He can't charge anything, and then he said that fine, I'm moving to the SBI, which is giving me at this rate, and pay something to SBI 3,000 rupees or 2,000 rupees for the processing fees and shift out there. It's
right.
better.
Because you're getting a lower rate of interest and
Yeah.
There is no charge that you have to pay for
And
every.
transparent system, more transparent system.
There's Rakesh Sharma of Noida who says, when you reduce your interest rate, should you ask the bank to reduce the EMI or reduce the tenure? What should I tell my bank? Mostly,
Now it depends. It depends on his paying capacity, because if he pays in, now suppose his EMI right now is 15,000 rupees. Now after the reduction of the rate, now two things will happen. Now if his EMI comes down from 15,000 to 14,000 rupees, keeping the repayment period the same. So that means he is paying 1,000 rupees extra if he continues to pay 15,000 rupees EMI. That 1,000 rupees extra, the day he will pay, will be deducted from his principal amount. So his principal amount will come down by that principal amount. Now again, the next year, next month he pays 1,000 rupees extra, it will be deducted from his principal amount. So his interest burden will keep on going down, and so his entire repayment period will shrink. I mean, if it is say remaining period is 13 years, 15 years, it will come down to 12 years or around 11 years for 1,000 rupees repayment, depending on the what is the loan amount. But if he wants to continue to not to pay 15,000 rupees, if he wants to pay 14,000 rupees, but he says that I want to continue to pay the entire tenure, for that he'll have to go to bank and he'll have to give fresh instruction, ECS instruction, so that now instead of 15,000 rupees, 14,000 rupees will be deducted from his account. Or if he has given the check, then he'll have to give the fresh check of 14,000 rupees. So that is a bit cumbersome. So normally bank says that you continue to pay the same amount and we will reduce your this payment period.
So Rakesh Sharma, I hope you understood that. If you have to, if you have a standing instruction with your bank for an ECS, the ECS is for a certain amount. Now, normally what banks do is continue with that same amount and reduce the tenure of the loan. Whereas if you want to change the amount of EMI, you have to go back to your bank and give a fresh instruction to change that amount, and according to the new, so that you hold the tenure, but the amount that you pay every month comes down. So it is up to you. You have to go to your bank and visit them and change the amount if you need to do that. Otherwise, your standing instructions remain, and at the end of the loan, instead of going on for say 3 years, it comes down to 2 years, or if it's 2 years, it comes down to 12 years.
Yeah.
Right? Then there is Surekha Murli Mohan who says, has GIC Housing Finance also reduced rates? Would you know?
GIC Housing Finance home loan rate is not linked to the repo rate. Okay, they have their own benchmark rate, and they call it sometimes PLR, prime lending rate, or MCLR rate, or something. That is their own rate. Now, as in the market, interest rate has gone down drastically, so many of these institutions will reduce their PLR rate itself, or the benchmark rate against which the loan have been given. So if the benchmark rate will be reduced, then the loan rate will be automatically reduced. And again, on the request, if they go and ask for the new rate, then certainly new rate will be given to them. But what happens that many of these institutions, they say that because when they had given the loan, they had borrowed at a higher rate and given the loan to the customer. So their cost of fund has not come down by the amount that repo rate has cut down. So they might not pass on that 0.75 percentage point or 75 basis point, but they may say that no, we will give you only 0.15 percentage point or 2 percentage point, like HDFC Limited. I mean, it's such a prestigious bank. It is the number one housing finance company in the country and one of the most prestigious company. They have reduced the rate by 0.15 percentage point only instead of 0.75 basis point. So because they are saying that because their cost of fund has not gone down. But for the public sector banks, their rate has to cut down by 0.75 basis point, because they have linked the home loan rate to repo rate, and repo rate has come down, so they have to cut the rate automatically.
So that is the reason why Prabhakar is suggesting, Surekha Murli Mohan, that's why he's suggesting that GIC has its own rate, GIC Housing Finance has its own rate, HDFC has its own rate. whichever is most suitable for you, this is a good time for you to go back to the public sector scheduled banks and ask them to transfer your housing loan, because there are further cuts expected in the next few months. There are still further cuts expected. Unless you are with a scheduled commercial bank, you don't get an automatic rebate on those benefits. And therefore, whatever is best for you, it is a significant amount that you save every month. And therefore, you should be looking at what is most beneficial to you. There's Preetika Deepak Singh who says, home loan interest rate reduction, fixed rate and floating rate, दोनों type के loans में होता है. What to do if one has a fixed rate home loan? How can such a person get benefit of repo rate cut?
नहीं, फिक्स रेट में रेट कट नहीं होता है और उसमें रेट बढ़ता भी नहीं है। जैसे फ्लोटिंग रेट में जब रेट कट रहा है, घट रहा है, तो वो रेट घटेगा, लेकिन जब रेट बढ़ना शुरू होता है तो उनके भी रेट बढ़ने शुरू हो जाते हैं। तो ये बेनिफिट है फिक्स रेट में कि बढ़ते वक्त बढ़ता नहीं है, तो इसलिए घटते वक्त घटेगा भी नहीं। लेकिन जो फ्लोटिंग रेट है उसमें जब रेट बढ़ता है तो बढ़ता है, तो इसलिए जब घट रहा है अभी तो वो घटेगा, रेट उनका घट रहा होगा। तो उनको लेकिन फ्लोटिंग से अगर फिक्स में अभी जाना है तो उनको मार्जिन पे करना पड़ेगा। वो मार्जिन होता है इसके बाद 2% ऑफ द इंटायर रिमेनिंग अमाउंट और 1.5% of the remaining, whatever is there, the bank would have given them in advance that if you will move from fixed to floating, you'll have to pay, or floating to fixed, you'll have to pay certain amount. So you'll have to pay, he or she will have to pay that much amount, they can move. But
when the rates are at say 7.2 is the lowest that I have seen in my career. So if it's at 7.2, the banks won't allow you to fix it at 7.2 for the entire tenure of the loan. They do it for 3 years or something like that, right?
No, Jayashree, what has happened earlier, now in early 2000, from 2003 to 2005-6,
right.
Loan used to be fixed, the rate used to be fixed for the entire tenure in the fixed loan rate.
Right.
Okay. But now, even in the fixed loan rate, the loan rate is not fixed for the entire tenure. They fix it for every 5 years.
Yeah.
Okay, 5 years block, they fix it. And after 5 years, again, they reset it. And then again, that will continue for 5 years. So that is called the fixed rate.
Yeah.
So now that fixed rate also, now when it is on the lower side right now, fixed rate will be less than around 9% or 9.5%, something around that. So most of the banks have kept it at that rate. And that rate now for the customer which has availed that rate, it will remain the same at least for the 5 years. Only the day that 5 years will be completed, the new fixed rate will be offered to them, which is prevailing at that time. Normally, fixed rate is around 2 percentage point higher than the floating rate. That is average I have seen. But when it is on the higher side, when the floating rate was something around 10%, at that time fixed rate was also around 11%. Difference was not much higher, around 1 percentage point. But now when it is lower at 7% today, 7.2%, which is I believe the lowest ever rate today, because in 2003-4 also, 2004, the rate has gone down to 7%, and for some period around 6.75%, but not less than that. So now the rate is almost at 7%. So this is the lowest rate ever in India came to on any mortgage loan. So for fixed, of course, the rate is higher. And the only thing is this, that they will not have to pay higher rate when the rates are going up.
But you don't. Let's take today's time. It's 7.2%. Fixed rates will be another 2% higher, 9.2%. Rates don't go up that much, so it's just a floating rate seems to be the logically
always. Floating rate is always better than the fixed rate, because now they peg it at a higher than the floating rate. Now right now is the floating fixed rate is something around 9%. Now floating rate was above 9% for a brief period of time only. Around 5 years back, it was something around 9.5 to 10%, around 10%. It never went up beyond 10%. But of course, some of the bank at that time also, housing finance companies, were charging 10.5 and 11% also. But at that time, fixed rate was much higher. But of course, those who have borrowed at say 8.5% fixed rate, they must be enjoying when the floating rate was 10%.
But by and large, it is much more sensible.
Always advisable to go for floating rate. Always.
And therefore, if you have a fixed rate, then I think you should go back to your bank and ask for a floating rate,
Yeah,
right?
and pay that transfer fees or fee,
Yeah,
transfer to float to fixed to floating, whatever charges there. One time you pay it up, and right now this is the right time.
absolutely. This
This
is
is
the
the
right
right time.
time, because even if you pay 2-3 thousand rupees, you're still making that up in a couple of months.
Yeah, yeah, you will recover that entire amount in the next 2 months itself.
Yes. There's Suhaib KG of Noida who says some agents are asking for 4,200 as a fixed charge for shifting your loan to the SBI. Is this right? Why do you need an agent to transfer your loan?
Agent, why agent will charge? No, that's useless. Now look, many people think that SBI will not give them the loan, so they will be going to the agent. Then agent will be charging some money from them. That is completely illegal. That is, I mean, is not required at all. You go and talk to the SBI branch manager. They are very willing to give loan, and they are very transparent organization. SBI, PNB, most of the houses, public sector banks, they are very transparent. And if they will do any hanky panky, you go on Twitter, file a complaint. Today they will be in trouble. It's not possible.
So don't really need agents to transfer
No,
your.
no, no.
You can walk into the bank, SBI, any public sector scheduled public sector bank, which is where the home loan rate is linked to the repo rate, and you can go and fulfill all the mandatory conditions and transfer your loan. You don't need agents to do that now.
No, no.
And there is Alok Gupta of Noida who says, I got my loan shifted to the SBI. I have to pay around 7,000 plus PTI charges to the bank. Now I'm paying 7.2%. He paid
PTI, what PTI?
I don't know. He says he charged 7,000 plus PTI charges to the bank.
Now look, his loan amount would be big, 1 crore or something like that. So the SBI charge that basically processing fees for one time. It depends from 1,500 to 10,000 rupees. Now, if it is more than 1 crore rupees, then certain percentage of point. If it is not, or otherwise 10,000 rupees.
But
Or
Prabhakar, he's paying 7.2%. You said 7.2% is only up to 30 lakh,
30,
right?
30 lakh of rupees. Then he should be paying only at the most. Transfer fee should be 2,000 rupees, not more than that.
But he seems to have paid 7,000. Actually, when you pay these amounts, no, it's in the banks. It is very clear what the charges are, and you can check online on their websites as well. I think
Exactly.
it's,
Exactly.
now he's already brought it down to 7.2%. But according to Prabhakar, you should not have paid more than 2,000.
Yeah. More than 2,000 rupees. That is what the SBI site suggests. That the processing fees is only 2,000 rupees for the lowest amount, up to 30 lakh of rupees.
Oh. Amit Kaushik of Noida says, what is the permission to mortgage charge, banks charge when you go and get your interest rate reduced?
There is no charge per se.
There
Now
is no.
interest rate, because now if it is a floating rate loans, then all the floating rate loans are pegged to the benchmark rate, and as the interest rate goes down on the benchmark, then automatically all the home loan rates goes down. But bank normally don't pass on to that. So ask the bank to pass me or those benefits, and bank will pass it. For that there is no charge, and that's why it is called floating rates, because floating rate means that rate will keep changing as the rate goes up or goes down. Right now rates are going down, so they should avail and they will avail the lower rates, and for that there is no charges. But only thing that if you are shifting it from the fixed to floating or something like that,
Or
then there are some
MCLR to
charges.
repo rate also, right?
No, repo rate to repo rate, there is no.
MCLR, people who were linked to the
Yeah, that is there. If one time there was one time, but let me tell you, Jasri, but this is the old thing, because last year, September, October, I remember this had started, and at that time, I talked to many banks. Like ICICI Bank, they earlier had said it that they will be charging something. Later on, they waived it off. They said that there is no charge. One who wants to be shifted, but they said that it is one-time shifting. If you want to shift from MCLR to repo rate base rate, so then you can shift it, but we cannot move you back again from repo to MCLR rate. So that they said it, and most of the banks said it. But many of the bank had not put any charge on that. Some bank might have put some charges, but that charge was 1,500 rupees. The maximum charge that I came to know about at that time, that was 1,500 rupees. I don't think that anybody should have been charging more than that.
So, Amit Kaushik, if you had changed from MCLR to repo rate, you would have paid a maximum fee of 1,500. You should have paid, and after that, I don't think there is any other charge that.
No, there's no charge.
But what many people are saying is they are paying to the banks today.
No, that
The
is the
bank.
problem because, but this is mainly just the case of housing finance companies. They keep
Yes.
charging, not the banks. Banks are very transparent. Banks cannot charge on that basis. Only in that case, what happens that agents comes there and agents say that okay, I will get expedited the whole thing. So instead of coming to thrice to the bank office, I will get everything done in one go. So please pay me this much amount. So that is separate. That money doesn't go to the bank.
So I
Bank.
think what Alok Gupta is saying, where he paid 7,000 plus to the bank, he would have used an agent. If you use an agent,
Exactly.
the agent charges you because the bank does not charge you so much to get the
No,
loan
no, no.
to SBI.
Yeah, in many cases, what I have seen that these agents work in tandem with the bank official itself. So they move around in the bank inside in such a fashion that you can't differentiate that whether he's an agent or he's a bank official. But when you find out, then you'll come to know that this happens to me because that guy was charged, so I was amazed. So then bank official told me, but that sir, he was an agent, and so he was charging. He's not the bank staff, so he was charging for his own fees. But I believe inside the bank normally they don't raise such charges. But anyway, anything can happen. It seems.
There is Neetu Singh of Noida who says when RBI reduces the repo rate, then does it bring down the cost for new borrowers or existing ones? For everyone. When the RBI reduces repo rate, nowadays all new loans are linked to the repo rate if it is from a scheduled commercial bank. All bank loans are linked to the repo rate, and therefore, when the cost comes down, it comes down for old and new borrowers. Right?
Exactly. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Ritu Singh now comes and says, "What is EBLR linked loans? How are they different from MCLR? Is MCLR still existing?"
Now look, EBRC is talking about now.
EB.
Yeah, now EBR is external benchmarking rate. Now, external benchmarking rate is like the repo rate, which is not the bank's rate, but it is the rate that is fixed by RBI. Similarly, say 90 days treasury bills rate. Now, that is fixed every day on in the market while it is getting traded. So that rate changes every day. Similarly, the CP, the commercial papers rate, that depends on the stock exchange. Basically, the way it is traded. So it is pegged against that. So these are the external rates. This is not the bank's own rate. But MCLR, it is basically the bank's funds rate. Now, bank's deposit rates also keeps coming down. So when the bank, suppose today is taking deposits at say 3.5% for all the saving accounts, and even the fixed rates are 5.5% to 7%. So that is the fixed deposit rate. But there was a time when the saving rates was 4% and fixed deposit rate was something around 6.5 to 8%. So at that time, cost of banks was higher. So MCLR rate is the marginal cost of lending rates. Marginal cost means whatever the latest deposit rates, average deposit rates that bank is paying. And RBI asked them when they say RBI said that why didn't you pass on the benefit of the rate cuts to the borrowers? Then these banks argued that because their cost of fund doesn't go down. So and then they say that their average cost of fund of the entire period of last 10 years. So then SBI said that RBI said that no, that should not keep it like that. So you fix it against MCLR rate, that is the new rates, the new deposit cost that you are paying. So then for it was pegged against the MCLR rate. Even that was not transparent. Banks were not passing it on. Banks were not very clean on declaring their MCLR rate. So last year, RBI said it that enough is enough now. Now you peg your all home loan rate against the repo rate because repo rate is external rates. So this is very transparent. So now banks are no issue, but they'll have to peg it against this new rate. Now, this new system is a very good system, but now banks are crying. Banks are saying it that you cut the repo rate in one day by 0.75 basis percentage point. But my cost of fund in one day doesn't go down by that much amount. My cost of fund goes down by 5 basis point, 10 basis point. So how will I cut it? And if I'll cut it by that much, then we will incur losses. And now you are saying that you will have to pass it on to the existing borrower also. So, but RBI said that this is how the financial market functions. So you will keep that margin in such a way that if the rate goes down, still you are in profit. And so what happens that they picked it at repo rate plus margin rate, that is for SBI it is 2.65 basis point. So right now 4.40 plus 2.65, that comes out to be 7.05. Earlier it was 7.80
Right.
when the before the 75 basis point cut. And over and above that, they charge risk premium depending on the customer's ratings. That if it is a triple A rated customer, then they will pay 7.505 plus 15 basis point over and above that. So 7.20 for up to 30 lakh rupees loan. Beyond that, 7.35. Beyond that, it is 7.55. So that is the best rate that RBI is giving. Now, so depending on the customer also. Now, but if for other banks, RBI said that if your cost of fund is higher, then you keep that 2.65 at 3%. That is your liberty. You can keep it at that rate. But then what happens? That ultimately it is the marketplace. So competition is also there to offer best of the rate to its customer to attract customer. So banks are now in a bind. What to do? If they cut the rate, they are incurring losses. If they don't cut the rate, they are not getting the customer. But it is the best of the system today. Now, right now, it is the most transparent and the best system in the home loan system, particularly in the public sector banks. In housing finance company and in public sector banks also, Jesse, I want to say one thing that many not public sector, like scheduled commercial banks, like foreign banks, private banks. Now these banks are not paying the interest rate against the repo rate, but they peg it against the other interest rate like 90-day T-bills or CP rates or other rates. Now, those rates are, I will not say that they are transparent, not transparent, they are transparent, but normal borrower cannot find out that what is the today's 90-day T-bills rate. So, borrowers, they don't understand it, number one. Number two, passing it on automatically also doesn't happen. And when if it happens, borrower cannot check it or find out that whether it is really happening or not happening. So many people are suggesting it. I was talking to some of the bankers. They are saying it that it is better to go to banks which picked its home loan rate against the
Right.
repo rate, because that is very transparent and that is today very attractive also.
And
Very attractive.
especially because it is so, there is such a distinct difference between the 7.2 and the 8.4 that most banks are, most housing finance companies are charging.
Exactly.
Therefore, the scheduled commercial banks rates, lending rates linked to repo rates seems to be the most attractive right now.
Exactly.
And therefore, if you can, and you don't need any agents, you can walk straight into the bank. You need a good credit history, and you need to have all your papers in place to
Yeah.
avail of this.
That's
Even if you don't have this, many people go to housing finance companies because their credit history is not quite so good, or they don't have maybe they're in the informal system or something like that. But if that is so, you must go to your bank and ask them to reduce your interest rate
yeah.
because of the 75 basis point cut that the RBI made. And even if you have to pay some 2-3 thousand rupees, you are a beneficiary because you can save that money over 2 to 3 months, and it is a long-term loan that you are paying. And that's where I think we're completely out of time. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you, Prabhakar. I think it was a lending 101 that Prabhakar conducted today because all kinds of queries were coming, and I think he has made it amply clear what you should be doing to avail of the lowest interest rates. Thank you
Thank
so
you,
much for
Jesse.
watching This Week in Property. I'm Jayashree Kurup, and that's Prabhakar Senna.
Thank you. Thank you.